What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Woo! Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, you guys. Welcome to Woosah Wednesday. You already know what this is. This is Greenleaf Season 2, Episode 15, 2 by 2. Okay? Let's get into this episode, all right? Now, me personally, I think this episode should have been called Override because everybody was overriding everybody else up in this piece. But y'all already know what we do before we get into this episode. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. Thumbs up. Comment down below. That's what we do it at. That's where the real party goes on. That's what we get down and dirty with the details. Okay, tell me how you really feel about the situation. All right, and of course, welcome back to all my subscribers, all my honeybees. I love y'all so much. Oh, y'all mean so much to me. You don't even know. You don't even know. Okay. Don't forget to share my videos. If you're out there and about, you know somebody loves the show, share my videos, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Tell somebody who can tell somebody who knows somebody. All right. Okay, let's move forward. This whole scene opened up with Bishop. I've been liking Bishop lately. You know, I go through spells where I like and dislike and, you know, that type of thing. I'm feeling them. Not liking, dislike, but more like feeling, okay? So Bishop dancing with Sophia. It's so wonderful, and Grace is watching them, and it is just so wonderful and lovely. And in comes Lady Mae, baby. Lady Mae say, break up all this happiness, break up all this joy up in this piece right now, okay? It's dreadful. Oh, what is it? You know, he throwing shade left and right at Lady Mae, okay? He got the smallest little hammer. At every time he get a chance, he hit that mask. Oh, she got so many little fine cracks in that mask, okay? I mean, throughout this whole episode, he just keep clink, clink, clink until we get to the end, baby. That mask is gonna crack. Oh, but we're gonna talk about all that. Anyway, Marisol's husband is in the hospital and he is sick. He is definitely ill. Let her tell it, okay? And there's no way that Charity can go out there and sing with Tamala Man and bump and grind on Jabari without Marisol, okay? And so Grace is like, well, listen, we can take care of Nathan. We love him. We're a big family. We can all pitch in. And Bishop seconds that emotion. Of course we can. It seems like a reasonable thing to me. And she is like, listen, no, this is what the Lord is saying. Lord is saying that he don't want Charity to go. And Grace, don't you help. This is what Lady Mae saying. Don't you help. Don't you fix this for Charity, okay? Charity is not getting no joy out of this situation. I have spoken. And so Bishop, you know, Grace said we can bring Carlton back. Carlton can do the singing. And Bishop said, I don't see why not. It seems like a good idea to me. And he was like, May, you got a problem with that? And she was like, well, no, I do not have a problem with that. However, why don't we do this? I'll take Charity down to the hospital to see Marisol, and we can just see how serious of a situation this thing really is. I mean, after all, we can't just go around not knowing what the hell we all talking about. You know, she just look at him like, oh, okay, so you just gonna bail out? You ain't got my back. You know, normally when I speak, you supposed to second my emotions. And he is just like, headed to the office, boo. Next thing we see, Bishop in his office. In come Rachel Cross. Now she got a check, a nice big juicy check, and she sit down and she all melancholy. I said, oh. And he's like, what's going on? What's happening? Well, I'm just hoping this offering will buy me some time in heaven. I don't know how much longer I have. Basically, she come in with this scam. You know, wanting sympathy, being the damsel. You know, I got a phone call from it's my 5-year screening. I got this phone call. They normally tell you good news over the phone, so it can't be good news. And I'm just so worried about this situation. And I don't mind playing with death and cancer. I don't mind disrespecting. Cancer. I don't mind disrespecting all the sick and truly sick individuals out there. If it's gonna win you over and get you deeper in my clutches, okay? Bishop say, really? Well, you don't worry, have faith. And she's like, I know. He said, you want me to go to the doctor with you? Because she just so happened to come by there before she go to the doctor's office. She said, would you? You're not too busy. No, I can do it now. When the secretary let her in, she said, Bishop, you want me to leave the door open or you want me to close it? And he was like, go ahead and close that door. She was like, you sure? Because Lady Mae will scalp us both. And he was like, I ain't worried about Lady Mae. Go on, close that door, sister. So when they leave out, he tell her, I'm going out for a couple of hours. And the secretary is like, is you really finna be out here letting your good be evil spoken of? Oh, okay, you go right on ahead. I'm just gonna let you know already from the Ripperty that I am Team Lady Mae, and I will be telling her all of the goings on up in this office. You best cool believe that. Okay, so they go to the doctor's office. They get to the doctor's office, and oh, she is just playing it up for everything. They in the waiting room. Now she go back by herself. Now she could have been getting a gynecological exam. She could have been getting penicillin for a sniffle. She could have been getting a foot fungus check. We don't even know. Bishop don't even know. But she pretty and she fine and she got money. She must be honest, right? Okay, Donald Trump. So anyway, she come out there, she was like, clean as a whistle. And he is like, well, what was it? She was like, oh, it was some fluctuation in my kidney levels and things of that nature. They gonna regulate it with just some simple medication, things like that. It's no big deal. And he was like, oh, and she was like, well, let's go get a drink or dinner or something. And I mean, he hugging her and he holding her, and she is just right here in his face. I mean, if she were to stick her tongue out a little bit, it would have touched his lips. I was like, that's so freaking inappropriate. Let me tell you something. I don't play that. I do that. We used to have a neighbor. That when I was coming up, we had a neighbor, a single woman. They used to love for my daddy to cut her grass. I broke all that up. This was as a teenager. I broke all that up. Are you kidding me? Don't cut her grass no more. You're not able to cut her grass no more. Anywho, he's like, I got to get back to the office. And she was like, yeah, no problem, fine. But every chance she get to rub up on him and touch up on him and woo him in, that's what she does. Ooh, she's old siren. Old siren. Yeah, baby. Yes. When she stood up at that doctor's office and got ready to go back and she got that dress together and snapped it and took that walk, I said, look at this trick here. Look at this trick here. Okay, so then we see Jacob. Jacob's in his office, and Skip, the deputy mayor, is there. Seems like the regular mayor, the current mayor, is not gonna run again, and Skip want to run, but he had an agreement, an alliance with Skanks, and he want to know if he can have that same alliance with Jacob. And Jacob was like, I don't know, what did we talk about here? And he was like, money, all your programs and things. All you got to do is endorse me. That's all you got to do. And so Jacob was like, let me pray about it. But in the meantime, to get me all the paperwork and everything and the policies and procedures so I can know what I'm co-signing. If I'm gonna co-sign you, I need to be full up on the facts. And the deputy mayor was like, okay, no problem, I take care of you. Agreed. Then we see Lady Mae and Charity coming back from the hospital. And it turns out that Marisol's husband's not that bad. They released him from the hospital the next day. He's gonna be recovered in 2 weeks. And Lady Mae say, you know what? It's done. I have spoken. You cannot go. And Charity just looks out the window like, I was like, you know you're an adult, right? Okay, so then later on, we see Lady Mae and Grace talking. And she tells Grace that Marisol's husband is illegal. And Grace was like, you mean undocumented? She was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Okay, fine print. She said, well, she said, I need your help with that. She said, well, Grace said, let me see what I can do. Is Mama, is there something wrong? Because she's noticing that her mom and dad are kind of snipping at each other. They're not as fake lovey-dovey as they normally are, right? She tells Grace, honestly, no, but I'm working on all that. Don't worry about it. And so after she talked to Grace, she leave and go around there to check on Bishop. And as she cracks the door, the secretary says, oh, Bishop not in there. Well, where is the Bishop? He went out with Miss Cross a few hours ago. She was like, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Like when I see this Negro, then we see Charity on FaceTime with Jabari. And Jabari is like, this is not going to work. It's not going to work if for you to take 2 weeks off, because that's how long it's going to take for Marisol's husband to be completely healed before she can travel with her. For you to take 2 weeks off and me to pay for somebody else and all of that, it's not even, no, it's the it's just a lot of extenuating circumstances surrounding business. I cannot. You cannot just take 2 weeks off. If you can't do the tour this time, you just can't do it. Let's do another time. And she's like, no. I want to do this. Not just because of God, but because I really, really want to see you naked. And he is just like, she's like, I'll work it out. I'll work it out. I'll work it out. And then Charity does something that I am actually proud of her for doing. Okay. She overrides Lady Mae, boo, and goes behind Lady Mae back and talks to Bishop. Okay. And she is daddy's home. She is daddy's little girl, baby. Daddy's home. And she say, Daddy, when I'm up there singing the Lord's word, I just feel so moved until I feel like I'm home when I worship and sing the Lord's word. And he was like, mm-hmm. And she says, it's not just about Jabari, but it's also because I just want us to, this is something I need to do for me. Kevin's not coming back. And Bishop is like, it don't look like he's coming back to me either. And she's like, oh, Daddy, please, Carlton can come back. He said, you know what? Go and do you. And I'm proud of you for doing you and taking charge of your own life. Me too, Charity. Me too. Zora in her room looking at all her bruises, hand marks, and the bruise on her shoulder from when he worked her into that pole. Okay, and she got the door locked. So Carissa on the door. She hold on a minute. Hold on. What took you so long? I was folding clothes. Now she was trying to put a jacket on so she can cover up them bruises. And she said, what's going on with you? What's happening right now? I mean, it's a lot going on. What's happening with school? Nothing. I'm pulling on my grades. Now, she's slick at the mouth anyway. She's slick at the mouth all the time. Way. Teacher called and said, you're not participating. Like you're not talking out more, right? Like you used to. Okay. So she said, well, I'm trying to be more mature. I'm trying to grow up. Y'all told me I talk too much. Now I don't talk enough. And I'm just trying to, be more mature and be more responsible with what y'all want me to do. And Carissa knows something is up, but she can't put her finger on it. Later on, when she talking to Jacob about it, Jacob was like, well, maybe she's doing pot. She was like, you think she's doing that already? He's like, well, maybe I don't. She said, no, when I went in the room, I didn't smell anything. She had the door locked, but I didn't smell anything. He said, well, maybe it's edible. She was like, okay, so you just gonna make her a pothead, huh? He was like, I'm just saying, don't put nothing past her. Because you couldn't put nothing past me at that age. So they go on. She asked him to really think about what's going on with this whole skip thing and co-signing and all of that. All right. So later on, she go back down to Zora's room and she nosy around the room and she picked the pillowcase up and out falls a condom packet. Okay. I was like, dumb. See, this is what I'm saying about teenagers. Y'all so smart, y'all stupid, right? Now you gotta come on. I would have I would bury a condom in the backyard at that age before I would put it in my room. My mama went through everything. Okay, I had to do a video about that one time. One day, my mama did not play none of that. Okay, I really will have to do a video, y'all. She went too far. But anyway, so Zora comes in when she finds it and she was like, you going through my stuff? And she was like, yeah, and look what I found, a condom. And she said, Zora, what's going on with this? She said, well, Lisa, you're so how could you be so irresponsible? It's a condom. It's the very definition of responsibility. See, that right there is gonna get you hard to the ground. Right there. Don't get slick in the mouth. Don't get slick in the mouth. Do not get slick in the mouth right now. Not right now. Not right now, little girl. Don't do it. So she tells her, about how she made Jacob wait and all this stuff, and this is why he respect me. She said, does he? And when I tell you, ooh, Carissa went and got her old school juke joint color purple. When I tell you, she pulled it all the way back from 1970 and she brought it forward and whack, woo, down goes Zora. Oh, it's sad because she's being she getting an A kick by Isaiah. That's not funny, y'all. That's abuse, domestic abuse. It's not funny. But now your mama hitting you. So I see why people say, what I'm saying, that getting physical is not the answer. But at the same time, get your tongue. Get your tongue. What you're not going to do is stand toe to toe with me and face to face with me and think you as grown as I am. That's what you're not going to do. Because I'll take this Mickey freaking door off the hinges, boo. Okay? I'll take all these accoutrements out of here because the state say all I got to do is feed you, clothe you, and get you an education. Okay? Okay. But I did feel a little bad for Zora. So then she tried to have a little come to Jesus moment with her and talking to her and just consoling her. And so basically she gives her, a little bit of consolement. Then she gives her the rules. That boy is not to be in this house at all, ever, ever, ever. As long as he breathes, he is not to be in this house. And she take that harder than the goddamn slap. The look on her face was like, oh, because she knows she got to deal with him about this, okay? And then on top of that, she gonna give her a scripture, baby, Corinthians. I was like, girl, this how we end up with a house full of grandbabies. This is how we do it. Okay, so Gigi and Darius are post coitus, and she's talking to him about dinner, coming to dinner. He is like, yeah, no big deal. I come to dinner. She was like, oh, maybe we should do dinner out because something is going on with my mom and dad. Now she the only one out of everybody that's noticing. Y'all know Charity is never really, really involved with the family at all. She is always, always off doing something else on her own. And basically Jacob is too, but Jacob don't even live in the house, okay? Charity live in the house and don't be knowing what's going on. But y'all know how I feel about Charity. And he was like, well, she said, maybe we should go out for dinner. He was like, you know what? My family used to argue and fuss all the time. It's no big deal. I would enjoy it. And she was like, thank you, boo. Thank you, baby. I was like, oh, I want Darius to be honest and upstanding, but God, dog, it's a part of me that feels like, I don't know, man. It's a part of me that feels like this ninja is up to something. And when he says certain things, I'm just like, why you ask her that? Why you saying that? What you up to? Anyhow, so okay, she's all happy. She's all, happy, happy, joy, joy. Everything's gravy. Later on that night, Bishop and Lady Mae, or as I go call them for this episode, do rag and pin curls, because she is greasing her hair down and pinning them curls up in that wig, to make sure they bouncy and fluffy for the next day. And he come in and put on a do-rag, baby, and they back in their 20s again talking. And she said, so you went out with Rachel Cross today? And he said, I did. And she just, she was giving him such deep, dark, venomous shade. He take a big, giant shovel full of shade and dumped it right on her head. He said, listen, Charity is going on tour and Carlton is coming back to the church to sing. Okay? And it is not up for discussion. All right? Just like everything else around here, it's not up for discussion. And she was like, oh, I told y'all, he was like, ting. She was like, oh, my mask. Oh, oh, oh. He walked off. You could see that little fear. He know what's going on, right? Okay. It's gonna get good, y'all. Jacob is in a meeting with the board, and he's talking about everything that's going to happen, going forward with the homeless. And they've got a couple of buses, and all they basically have to do is pay for gas. They get volunteers to drive the buses to bring the homeless to church. And Sister Treasurer is there, and she was like, who is going to pay for all of this? The church funds are very low. We got 4 members and we lost 200 when Bishop Skanks left. And she said, but what am I for? I don't run this church. And Jacob is like, mm-hmm. She's like, money runs this church. And oh, Jacob said, you know what? God runs this church, Bo. Okay. And at first the boy, when she said money runs the church, the boy was like, yeah, it does. I've seen money be running all over the place. Yeah. And so when he said God runs this church, they was like, oh yeah, that's right. I said, you better do it, Jacob. You better leave, baby. You best to leave. He said the city gonna pay for it. I was like, oh, so you co-signing Jacob to get this money? Be careful, Jacob. Be careful. Oh, this Skip cannot be trusted. Y'all know he was exchanging money with Mac. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. They had a little thing going on there too. So of course, she is salty. She is so salty. She wants this thing to be her way. He just went ahead and quickly overrode her. Okay, so we got a lot of overriding going on, right? Jacob and Skip, they getting ready to have like a breakfast and then a service. Okay, and Skip comes in and just say, want to go over a couple of things real quick because I just want us to talk. And this homeless thing is great and all that. But leave out all that gay stuff. Not with this crowd, not with these group of people that we're about to talk to right now, because we want to get this money. Once we get this money, it's going to be rolling in like that. We won't know what to do, okay? But we got an ixnay on the gaiety, okay? And Jacob is taking it back a little bit. We all about inclusion. He was like, yeah, baby, we all about this inclusion, just not today. Don't talk about it, okay? These are going to be some of our sponsors, right? And so Jacob concedes. I mean, he has already overridden Sister Treasurer. So he is in a place where he wants to really, really make this work. And although his red flags are going up and alarm bells are going off, he concedes. All right. Same time, we see Lady Skanks get a call from Basie. Baby! Nikki said, he said, don't worry about Nikki. Well, I tell you, that hair is slick over. He look like he on the run. I don't know who that is behind him, walking up behind him in the shadow. I don't know who it is, but when I tell y'all, when that shadow walked up a little bit, I was like, ooh, boy, you done got yourself in a situation. Oh, and she said, I'm never going to see you again, am I, baby? I'm not, am I? And he said, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I was like, oh my gosh, what's finna go on? He said, just tell me you love me. I love you. He said, now listen. He say, what's going on with the Greenleaf? And she was like, baby, it's just I do. I did. He said, you know what? They stole my church. They conned me out of my church and killed my daddy. But don't worry, they gonna pay. And he tell her, you make sure you do everything to make them pay, to bring them down. She said, I will, baby, I will. Next thing we see is Rachel Cross, and it's like immigration attorney or something, and Bishop is at his desk. And basically, Grace is implementing this conversation about trying to get Marisol's husband off, okay, basically. And Rachel Cross is right there, and Grace can see how enamored Bishop is with Rachel Cross. Basically, he feels like she's the cat's meow, and Grace can see this, but she can also see that something is up with the immigration attorney too. Now the conversation is about immigration. They're trying to slip that in on us, and it's definitely a conversation worth having, but it's just a little piecemeal of conversation. This scene is really about the fact that Bishop is getting more and more enamored with Rachel Cross. He is getting closer and closer and deeper into her snares, basically. And Grace sees it all. She sees the dissension between her parents, and she sees one of the causes of it. Now, she don't know the whole scope of things, but she sees one major cause of it sitting right there next to her. Bishop goes to see Carlton, and that's a good conversation because he wants Carlton to come back. Full benefits, everything. And, him and his husband, they taking care of y'all. They run around the house and, busying themselves around the house. He walk up in the yard unannounced, shakes his hand. He does the honorable thing. He tells him, you were right, like we were wrong. We want you to come back. For how long? For what? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna be y'all whipping boy? I'm not coming back for that. And my man don't want me to come back for that reason. And Bishop said, don't, this is what you do. You love the Lord. He said, I'm not trying to change the church. He said, don't worry about changing the church. Worry about changing the world. And so his husband walked up and he said, I don't want to go back, and my husband don't want to go back. And Bishop said, 2 by 2. Now this is a little pin in the conversation that he and Rachel Cross had, because when she came in with the check and the whole doctor's office scheme, he was trying to figure out his sermon for Sunday. And the Lord spoke to him in that moment, in that conversation with Carlton, 2 by 2, right? And so Carlton's husband kind of just, says, sounds good. And Carlton agrees. They're gonna come together hand in hand and just try to make this whole situation work. Jacob at Sunday service, and he is preaching, and he introduces the deputy mayor and talks about him running for office. I don't know if he mentioned running for office, but he mentioned that they're giving him $75,000 and clap your hands and look what the Lord has done. And Lady Skanks had just finished singing a song and lip syncing a song. And it's this really good momentous moment, and we see the treasurer sitting out there just as bitter as all get. Let's go to dinner. Okay, so Darius comes to dinner. So they sitting on the porch talking, and they questioning Darius about his family. And he tells them how his dad passed away. And then just a little short time after his father passed away, his mom passed away. Like, they was together forever. They argued and fussed and fight, but they loved each other. Even in death, they couldn't be separated, right? So Sophia was like, that is beautiful. That is so touching. And Bishop said, oh, it is. It really, really is. And Lady Mae said, he said, I can't imagine it. Oh, she was like, oh, I was like, ding, couple of notches more, she falls, right? So they go on into dinner. Later on, Bishop out on the porch getting some fresh air. Lady Mae comes out there. He tell her, are you ready to talk? And she said, are you? Like, oh, you ready? Are you? I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Anyway, he said, I know you had an affair with Lionel. And she said, when did you do it? Listen, what you need to know is that he wanted me to leave my home and family to be with him. But I said, no, I chose you. Bishop said, when did it happen? When you were doing that sordid affair with Mavis, with my sister. And he said, that was really brief. That was one time, and I came and told you about it. She said, please don't hate me. He said, I don't know if I can love you. Not now. Not now. Okay. When he tried to walk off, she spun him around. She said, do you really think you can afford to leave all of this? And he was like, all of what? She brought it down a notch too, because she realized he got the gloves off, right? He don't have no problem banging the heck out of the rest of that mask and cracking it all off so he can see that monster underneath, right? And she said, everything I have done was to build this love, this house, this home, everything with you. And we need to move forward in love. That's the only way doing what's right is going to work, is if we're together working on it. She was like, child, bye. Mask, when Bishop walked off and she came up off that porch, baby, she had a handful of broken pieces of mask. I said, oh, she going to be trying to put that mask back together all night long in the spare bedroom, mind you. Bishop ain't having it, right? So then we see Jacob. Now, this is after they've had the church service. Apparently, Lady Skanks has moved her office. So she has come in there in a form-fitting, tight green dress and some cute little booty sandals to tell him she has moved the last of her things, and anything he need her to do to help, anything he need her to do to propel his agenda, she is willing to help. And he's like, okay, good, thank you, I appreciate that, thank you very kindly. And he stands up like, okay, let's break it up, let's go, let me see you to the door. And she's like, oh, okay. And he sees her on eye. He's walking just a little ahead of her, and she looks back at that desk like, don't worry, baby, I'm gonna make them pay. Ooh, this is gonna be a mess, baby. Let's talk about this overriding real quick, okay? We see Zora try to assert herself against Carissa, okay? Overrode. We see Secretary the treasurer try to assert herself against Jacob. Overrode, okay? We see Bishop overriding all over Lady Mae. Every chance he got to bring her down a notch or two and ping, 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 crack that mask, baby. That's what he did. I was here for it. I was here for him shutting her mouth, you know what I'm saying? And just going ahead and gathering her all the way together because she's so freaking haughty, right? I was here for Charity overriding Lady Mae. And going behind her back and talking to Bishop. Okay? It's about time you be a grown up, Charity. This is all I want from you. Okay? This is all I want from you is to be a little bit more grown up, okay? A little bit more mature about things. So I was here for it. Y'all, the season finale is going to be that fire. Listen, what did y'all think about the episode? How did y'all feel about it? You know, what do y'all think about the direction that this is heading in? Next week, we're going to see Mavis. We ain't seen Mavis, but like what, the first episode, the second episode of season 2, and then we ain't see her the rest of this episode. We on the 15th, the rest of this season, we on the 15th episode. So now we going to see Mavis finally at the end. I cannot wait. Apparently, Bishop didn't tell the whole truth about going and hitting and quitting it with Mavis and coming and telling the whole truth right away. Okay? Apparently, there's skeletons in just about every closet of the Greenleaf household. That's all I'm saying. What about after dinner when Darius and Gigi was standing in front of the house, kissing and smooching and talking? He said there is something going on with your parents. And she said, I know, right? He said, do you have any idea what it is? I was like, ooh. It's something about Darius that's rubbing me the wrong way. I don't want it to be that way, but that's how I feel. Y'all tell me what y'all think down below. That's all I got for you, honeybees. This was a good episode. Y'all tell me what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and comment down below. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah.